Hi guys, it's Ashley at Hair Adventures and I'm back with another video. This video is kind of like a freestyle video. It's not a video that I have any real notes on. It's a video just about like my experience. I took some time to just take a step back and really reflect on my life, my entire life, from when I really started to be serious and, my calling, what I felt my calling was, my walk with God, and the goals that I had set for my life, right? And, I've been going through the motions, going through the motions, going through the emotions, and not really ever taking a step back to see how much I've accomplished, when I accomplished it, where I was at, what my mind was thinking, in that nature. Right? I have been a hairstylist for over 24 years now, right? And I also really love health, right? I fell in love with health in sixth grade, and I knew I was going to do some type of career in the health field. I wasn't sure, of course, at sixth grade, but I knew I was going to do something. So hair and health really became my two passions. I really love both of them. They go hand in hand. I feel like it really makes up a whole individual with having those two focuses, because you need to be healthy to do anything in life. I don't care what title you hold, how of a high status you are, or whatever credential, you have to be healthy to be able to fulfill that role, right? And then hair, like, is the first thing people see when they look at you, your appearance. When you're healthy, you're well, your hair is done, you feel great, you look great. People can confide in you, take you seriously. You can offer a lot to others. And I just feel like those two together is just so amazing. And so I kind of lived by those two for as long as I can remember. Now, I started doing hair first because I was 9 years old. My mother didn't really know how to do hair. And so I was tired of being teased. And when we did get our hair done, because it wasn't all the time we got teased and our hair was looking, not as presentable as we have liked it, but we did go to salons and get our hair professionally done multiple of times, but not as consistent. And so during those times, I would watch the stylist, because back then at 9, there was no YouTube, no phones who took video, no way to really take pictures, anything like that. For me, at least at my young age, and so I had to look and learn. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you look at somebody and you learn. You try to record it. I'm a visual learner, so I could record like video in my mind and kind of remember it. And so that's what I would do. And then I'll go and I'll practice and practice. And it ain't easy, okay, looking and learning, because at least now we got tutorials. We could watch people. We could stop and play and rewind. I didn't have that. I just had what I remembered in my mind at those times that I was able to look and learn. So eventually, by the time I was 13, I had a consistent clientele. So my mom, my great marketer, she went around and just started telling people I did her hair. I was doing my sister's hair, and I started to build clients by word of mouth. So I had a consistent clientele. I was making decent money at like 13, because, we had some struggles in life. A lot of the money outside of getting me to fly Jordans went to, like helping the family out. My sisters might have needed some stuff my mother couldn't get. I just helped out around the house. Cool, whatever, right? I'm the oldest in my mom's house. So that's kind of how I've been living, right? My mom and other people back then didn't really think like the hair thing would be like a great career, because, not really understanding entrepreneurship and business, knowing that every day is kind of a different payday, meaning that you could consistently make $5,000 a day, or you consistently make $500 a day, or one day you make 5,000, the next day you make 2, the next day you make 10. Like, it could vary. It's not something that's super consistent, where we think that our 9 to 5 is consistent, because that check number remains the same at the end of those 2 weeks or week, or however you get paid. And naturally in business, I could see that now. I know what I know is it's just way more flexible with the earning potential. Like, you could earn unlimited amounts if you know what you're doing and really be a successful business owner, versus a 9 to 5 where it's a cap. That's how I was thinking. I stopped doing hair around high school because I got cute and had a boyfriend. I'm like, listen. Now, I want to say stop doing hair like completely, but like as far as like how I was doing it with my consistent clients and stuff like that, I still did it occasionally, but I wasn't fully all in committed promoting and really trying to build it. And now what I know, I wish I did. But we here now, right? When it was time to go to college, that was the focus. Like, I didn't do hair in school at all. I might have came home and did some heads if people knew I was home, but other than that, I really didn't promote that I did hair. And was that a mistake? Most likely, because I could have made money in college, okay? And I might have found my calling a long time ago and been a college dropout. Anyway, but I went and I finished college. And of course, I started out to be a doctor, right? I did pre-med. And then I realized that I'm not a science girl. So then I said, okay, let's just dumb it down a bit and do nursing. And I realized they had a 2-year program. I'm like, I'm be here for 4 years for an associate's degree. Like, that don't even make sense. I didn't want to do that. And so I wound up doing health and physical education, which was great. I learned a lot in the health field. I was able to hold many hats, and I realized the potential of the career choices was great. Like, I could be a health educator, I could be a health and PE teacher, I could be a health coach, a health counselor, a nutritionist, and all of these things. And I was excited, like, look at all of this stuff. I just love health. I didn't realize I could do all of these things. And so I became a certified health education specialist. I worked in many roles in the government, and I was doing really, really well. I graduated with my bachelor's. I was a health and PE nutrition teacher and a one-to-one aide. So I taught at an all-boys therapeutic school for I want to say 3 to 4 years or something like that. It was great, it was a little challenging because the kids were challenged, but outside of that, like, I was rocking there. The staff were amazing. We all supported one another. It was one of a great job, but it was so low paying. And after a while, it's like, I can't be here with this little bit of money. Like, I'm trying to level my life up. I graduated college now. I've been out for a little minute. Like, I need to just start moving on up. So I went and got my master's in human service counseling and health and wellness, which is still up in my alley when I was supposed to do public health. But here we go again, dumbing stuff down. Like, you know what? I could just do this. Now, I didn't do public health, not for my own reason, but the school I enrolled in wasn't accredited, and I was already in. And I was just like maybe next semester I could just switch back in the program, but it took longer than it needed to. And the farther I got into it, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna finish my master's out, and if I feel like I want to go back or do something, then I will. I haven't yet. I don't know what the future holds, but I wound up going to Africa, and it was great. I finished my coursework out there, and I graduated early with my master's. It was nice. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because hopefully you picked up on the hiccup, right? So let's backtrack. I started doing the hair thing, but I didn't take it seriously, and I kind of stopped and did my own thing after a while. Now, if you stayed committed and you took it seriously, where would you have been early on? I go to college and I don't really do the major I went to college for. I switched it, which is typical because you start learning other stuff and you be like, you know what, I like this, or I like that a little bit more. Let me switch. For some people, but some people like, this is it, straight track mind. I'm doing it. I don't care what challenges coming. I'm getting it done, and that's what I should have been doing. Then, I go to get my master's and I'm going for public health, but then I switch out because the program wasn't this one. I could have switched the whole school, right? But since I'm in it, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to switch out. It's going to give me the same effect. I'm fine. Like, do I really need this? Then I get certified as a health education specialist. It took 3 times for me to pass the test because I was still trying to do the cop-out thing. Like, I don't know if I really need it. Like, I ain't committing. Like, and then I got this government job, and they said it's contingent on you passing that test. And I'm like, the test I was not passing in the past. The test I wasn't passing in the past. Okay. Anyway, passed it because, like, now it's a battery in your back. Like, girl, you're going to lose your job. So that went to show me, like, if I fully committed to anything, of course I could do anything. Like, I was failing the test because I wasn't committed. I was like, child. And then I wound up passing it because they was like, you're going to lose your government job that you wanted, child. Let me listen. Get it together. Okay? So to share that with you about, like, sometimes we don't take a step back and see where we might be our own weapon formed against us. I could have been so much in a higher status if I stuck to what I originally wanted to be. I stuck to that. I should have been a doctor. I shouldn't have cared about the classes. I should have fought through. I should have found me a good, smart person and got real close to them and been studying with them to pass, because that's the thing. But nope, I'm over here like, And honestly, that trickled down in every area of my life almost when I really look at it. So that's the beginning of the story in the younger years. Now we go, government job and everything, and I meet a good friend, and I had a lot of hair before this, y'all. Like, this is the shortest my hair ever been to date. Like, when I was a baby, I had, like, no hair. And then after a while, I had lots of hair. And then there was no in between like this. So this is very, very new because I felt like I needed to start over after all the things that I've been through. And as you see through the story, you'll be like, wow, this is a pattern. Let me check my own life. That's just kind of what I'm sharing this video about. So I meet the girl. She's like, oh, who's doing your hair? At this time, the natural movement is back. So everybody is on, like, not back. Well, yeah, let's say back because we started natural, right? Everybody think, oh, I'm going natural. You're not going, you're returning natural. Like you see the book back there I got, Growing Natural, A Guide to Healthy Hair and a Healthier You. That's the book that talks about how I had to grow with my natural hair. I didn't go natural because I was born natural and we started out natural. We go relaxed. Okay, that's the choice we make. But we return, we grow natural because that's how we were made. Anywho, um, and so I was doing my natural hair, and I could do hair, but I just wasn't really doing it like that. I had relocated to Maryland. I miss it so much. Anywho, I was doing my own natural hair, cute little updos, curly do's, wash and goes, and twist outs and everything. She's like, your hair is always looking so nice. I even was doing box braids and all of this stuff. I know how to do my own hair, crochet. Nice, okay? Y'all might see some videos of the past up on my YouTube page as far as like 8 years ago, okay? That's when I was doing my hair, okay? And then look, I started YouTube 8 years ago, didn't even finish. Being honest today, that's just what we being. She was like, you do hair really nice. You ever thought about making it a business? Now, here we go. Now, you remember my story that it was a business once upon a time. And I looked at her like, I don't think I'm going to be doing people hair no more. I did that in the past. Everybody was downplaying it like it ain't no real career. I don't want to be wasting my time. I'm in the government now. I'm trying to work all hard, and I'm trying to get up here because I already dumbed myself down from everything I should have been doing. Okay, Dr. Cruz, that's what people should be calling me right now. Anyway, and so she like, no, girl, this different. It's the natural movement. Your hair is fly. Everybody always asks you, you could have a little side thing, And I was like, you know what? After work, I ain't gonna lie, like I was going home and I still was feeling unfulfilled. I was like, I got this whole government job and I'm still feeling like a void. What the heck? And so I took her offer up on it. One of the co-workers she had 2 daughters, and I started with her. She's like, you can do me and my daughters here. We'll promote you. And I was like, what? Child, getting back in the game was like a challenge. One, it was so much new stuff like crochet I didn't know, knotless braids, and all of this fun hairstyles. I had to learn all over again. So I took some classes. I started to fall in love with hair again. I took classes, I did workshops, I perfected my craft. I started the YouTube channel. I had consistent clients. Like the money was flowing, the clients was flowing. I felt so happy and so fulfilled doing this job. So anyway, I'm doing really, really good and everything like that. And then life started to change again. College sweetheart comes back and he's looking at me and he's like, I guess he sees my success. So he comes back and he's like, oh, remember we made a pact that if we were still single before 30, we would get back together. Anyway, and so that's what we did. It wasn't even 30. I think I was like 28. And I was like, listen, I'm 28. We ain't get to 30 yet. Just wait like 2 years. You just never know. And he convinced me, and here I go. Now, the catch to that was relocating. Well, you could come with me to Jersey, and I'm in Maryland. Like I just told you, a government job, business popping, da-da-da-da. And I'm over here like, dag, but I don't have that. And that's what I kept coming back into. Every time I got to a place of success, I looked around, I felt great, I felt fulfilled, I was happy, and I still had a void. And so I was like, dag, the void must be I don't have a man. Like, how I'm going to build a family. Like, how, I want a companion. I want a partnership. I want to support him as he supported me. I want, with all of my success, I want to share it with somebody. I'm going home killing a game by myself, talking to myself every day. Like, I didn't have somebody to share with. So I thought that's what the void was that I was feeling when it was supposed to be God. So while God is blessing me, and I guess I'm operating in his gifts, he's sending so much opportunities my way, allow me to grow and thrive and be happy and just like I was free. I was just, oh man, nobody could tell me nothing. Nobody could manipulate me, like nothing. I was just so free within myself and just loving me and what I was doing that it was just so amazing. And then here comes who? That's how you get easily off track, because if you've been doing things you already done, it's going to be a test to come back to you if you haven't been doing them and you chose to walk away from it. So here come my ex, and I know what I said, and I felt like, oh, he could help with the void, and I was getting ready to change from my apartment to another place. I was trying to figure out if I was going to stay in Maryland from my apartment or if I was going to relocate and go somewhere else. He comes in the picture in my decision, in between my decision making, saying come. And I'm like, you know, let's just date for a year. Like, come on, we just connected and you tell me come up there already. And I should have stuck to my guns. But anyway, date for a year and wait. He like, no, just come. I'm already moving in my spot. You need to move anyway. Like, why go do 2 separate rent where we could combine together, blah, blah, blah. Like, knew what to say and some of the stuff made sense. So I go. Before I go, I try to prepare. And, you know, a good friend of my mom, she had her stylist was looking for someone to come take over that salon because she wanted to expand and build somewhere else, and they looked at me. So now I'm like, you know what? This might be my break. I've been playing it small. Now I could play it big, be a salon owner. What? Like, you know, and get my sweet coat back. Like, this is a double win, is what I thought. So I relocate, leave everything in Maryland that you guys knew that I just built. And then I go and come up to Jersey, and everything failed in 3 months. The salon owner was so nasty that me and her could not even get along. And it wasn't even me combatively going at her. It was her just freaking out, having periods of time where she just was having outbursts, you know, cursing, carrying on, being rude. Like somebody could piss her off and she taking it out on me because I'm right there. Like it was such an uncomfortable environment that I just was like, if I'm gonna be the man, I'm just a worker right now. So imagine me trying to manage her thing and she's already at me as a worker. Like, let me mess up one little thing and I was like, I can't. And then I was having issues with my relationship because it started to become selfish. Like, oh, I got her here now. I'm good. Let me go back out and do me. Like, what? You got me up here from my grind where I was killing it and doing well, you know. Then I connect with you and you go do your thing and then the salon thing fails. And I'm like, what? Like this I thought was my break. I thought that this was from God. I thought I was doing the right thing. I made the right choice and it failed in 3 months. So now here we are having to start completely over again from scratch. So because I guess I know how to do stuff, and in a hair game, literally, you can kind of come up anywhere if you really commit yourself to it because people need their hair done everywhere. And somebody's always looking for a stylist. And honestly, I feel like I built my business bigger than I ever built it in Jersey when I relocated from Maryland to Jersey. Because once I made the commitment, I started, you know, I had my little YouTube. I wound up getting in groups where people were looking for stylists. Influencers need a stylist. They have big following. I started to connect. Yeah, I'm doing it for free because the amount of exposure I'm going to get is like priceless. What do you mean? Like, and not all the time, oh, I did a low cost. Like, sometimes you got to start somewhere. I'm just getting here. People don't know me here. I got to do something to get my name out there. Anyway, it worked real well. I was in Hype Hair Magazine. I did New York Fashion Week, Kids Fashion Week. I connected with another mobile hair company, Trust Noir. I was a stylist for them, traveling all over New York and Jersey, doing hair, had clients every single day. The money was flowing. It was lit. I was building a down payment for my house. I found another government job. It was part-time. It gave me the flexibility to still do my hair thing. I was rolling, feeling myself. Building. I saved enough money to get a down payment. And guess what, guys? I felt the void. I said, wow, all of these great things is happening for me. A whole bunch of stuff was happening so great. I'm just missing something. I'm missing a void. What is it? And so this time, also made a connection in a salon with some girls. She needed a stylist. She found me on Instagram. I meet somebody who is now my daughter's father. Okay, my daughter's the most beautiful human being you could ever meet. Like, oh my gosh, she's so full of life. Her personality is amazing. She's full of love. She taught me real love outside of God. Like, oh my goodness, like unconditional love. She's just beautiful, so talented, so smart, so gifted. I love her. I'm ready for her. And I didn't want to have her the way I had her. He was like the best thing since sliced bread when I met him. Like what? White teeth, chocolate, could dance. I love dance. Like you would think we knew each other for years, the way we connected like this. So I was like, oh man, I finally met him. I met my husband. I built back up my business. I got my good government job. My down payment for my house, I'm almost at the little bit I need. Boom, pregnant. Everything switched. All of the good memories and times turned to a freaking nightmare ASAP. Okay? The down payment for the house I had to use to get a bigger place for me and my child. Everything just switched, and it was just like night and day. And it low-key was kind of like devastating, because it was like, dang, now the running to the salon and doing all of these things had to change, because like now I have a responsibility. I need the support and somebody to watch her, because before, when I was killing doing that thing, it was some sleepless nights. Okay, there was times I ain't getting no sleep because I'm running over here doing that, but I ain't care. I got goals. I'm getting to the bag. It is what it is. One day I'm gonna kick my feet up and be chilling. That's what I kept thinking. So my why was stronger than sleep. And you guys should think about that. Baby came, everything just kind of changed, like the identity crisis kind of situation. If you are a mom, you know what I'm talking about, okay? A lot of stuff switches in your life when you become a mom. You never was a mom. And then a mom the way I did. I wasn't married. I wanted to be. I didn't think my relationship would fail. Like I said, we were like this. Best friends. I mean, we connected so well, but it was off lust. It wasn't, and it was off of like, you know, good vibes, the great things. It wasn't off serious stuff like, okay, if a baby come, what we doing? All right. Do you have the same goals I have in life? Like, you know, what is your long-term, short-term goal? Are you a Christ follower? Like all of these things that is dear to my heart now, I didn't really focus on back then. And if you don't have a relationship on a solid foundation with um, common beliefs and morals and values and goals, and you know, things that you guys believe, how you want to raise kids, do you want to be married, you know, that kind of stuff. Y'all didn't have those hard conversations that matter for longevity of relationship. It's bound to fail unless y'all get in line and get it together quickly. We didn't have that. We had fun. That's what we had. Lots of fun. Going out on dates, dancing. You know, I could count how many times we even were intimate. It really wasn't a lot. Like, we were so focused on enjoying each other that when I popped up pregnant, I was shocked. You know, it happened, and I have a beautiful baby girl. But again, it also put me back in that space. If we backtrack to, you was on a roll, you was doing really good stuff, but then you got distracted. Somebody came in to take you off and you allowed it. Then you on a roll again, you build yourself back up, you doing really good. Somebody else comes in and take you off your thing. So sometimes we say, well, because I got with him and I did this. No, you allow these things. We can't keep being out here blaming everybody. Now, what we can blame is we didn't think that the treatment that they gave us would come from the choice that we made to accept them. Now, we didn't think that part, okay? But it did happen, right? So that's why you have to choose wisely. You have to be so focused on your why and so focused on you, your goals and your beliefs, your wants, your needs, your morals, your values, your vision, that if somebody comes in and you know that so well, if they as so much be outside of it by a dot, you know, you can no longer continue with them. You had to do stuff with intention. I didn't have no intentions. We were just having fun. I just thought it was fun outside of my work. I wanted to be committed on my work, but have a little fun. That's where I was at, you know? And I was like, if it grew into something, I wanted to grow into something, not a baby, but it happened, but grow into something where I could see that he could really be my partner. You know what I mean? Because I love the partnership thing. I don't like it to just be like, oh, well, he could fulfill this one need right here, this little itch I need to scratch. Like, if you gonna be with me, I need you to be with me and we help one another. That's my thing. Went like that. Now I'm a mom now, and now, you know, the pandemic hits as well. I have a pandemic baby. So not only am I learning motherhood, now the pandemic hit. Now I can't do hair like the way I was doing. I was a traveling hairstylist. I also worked at the salon, and I had my government job. Okay, we talk about cash, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Let me stop. Cash flow was cash flowing. Okay. Like, thinking about it, look at the cheese. Like, I was just like mad happy. Like, it just used to flow so much that sometimes I forget the cash out. I didn't even need it was coming so much, because then I was a good steward over what I had. When I had little, I was such a good steward over it. I didn't live outside of my means. I didn't buy and purchase all these extra things. I made sure that I had more than enough to be able to save versus spend, and still live a nice traveling life. I've been to a whole bunch of places, okay? So that's how I was prior to all of these new things that came in my life. So as a mom now, you got another responsibility, that's more finances. But at the same time, with all of the money coming in my life, a lot of it got lost. Why? Because now I'm a mom. It's the pandemic. I can't do hair the way I used to. Stuff had to close down. People didn't have it. They couldn't get their hair done. I need somebody to watch the baby. It's the pandemic. I really don't want to go out and be around people and come back to my baby. All of these things, right? So I started to be like, okay, what can I do where I'm still at home with my baby and still make some money? I started selling products. I had bonnet, shower cap. Your girl was getting creative. You hear me? Bonnet, shower cap. Got my own hair gel, combs, and I was selling that for a minute. And it was making up for that. I want to say it was making up for that. It was making up for that. That is the loss of the clients that I had. So I replaced it with selling hair items and hair accessories. And because I'm still at home with baby and I'm still having some income coming in. So that's how it started. And then after a while, and kind of like, I don't know, I just stopped it. I stopped it because my daughter wound up having cradle cap. And doing that, I was trying to be a mom in the pandemic, first time mom, running a business, the first time running a e-commerce business, okay, and taking away my attention from my daughter. And so with all of that happening and the demand, because the sales was selling, everybody at home, they just shopping online, okay? Having to fulfill that and take away from my daughter, it started to be a little overwhelming. And so I was like, let me take a step back for a minute. Let me see if this is still what I wanted to do. And I think after a while with the whole pandemic, the vendors started to switch up from where I was getting my stuff at. And I was like, okay, forget it. I can't find the vendors. Let's just stop it. And then my daughter had the cradle cap, as I was mentioning a little while ago, wanted to cure her cradle cap. So I'm looking and searching. As I learned about it, I'm looking and searching. I'm like, I don't want to put cream on flakes. Like, I just didn't feel like that was smart. So I wound up finding the good best ingredients for like psoriasis and cradle cap and eczema and that kind of stuff, because it's like a skin thing. Like, she had it all over her face, all in her scalp, the flakes in her scalp, bumps and stuff, like really bad breakouts all over her face. She has sensitive skin to this day. I wound up making a product. And when I made a product, I'm sharing it online. Like, hey, I made this. And I started a little video and talked about it. And people started asking, like, girl, could you make me that? My son got cradle cap. My daughter got this dry hair. They got this. So I wound up making that and started to focus on the product line. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to build this product line up. Like, I could be home with my daughter. I don't got to go out and hustle, be behind the chair. I mean, it's been 20-something years anyway. Yeah, been on and off, but I've been behind the chair for a minute. It's time to step back. Let me go ahead and do this, this product line. It was selling out, literally, during the pandemic. I wound up making my own website, me and my little sister. She, wound up helping me do the labels and stuff like that. Found somebody to make a logo. Like, we put it together for the most part. And they were selling. I was like, this is it. This is great. I'm helping people. I did a trial. I think I had 3 or 4 babies that did a trial before I actually launched it. I launched it on her first birthday. So then I wound up doing what? Get myself back into a whole bunch of, not neglecting her, but folk trying to build the brand and be a mom at the same time. Do I recommend it? I mean, I feel like it builds yourself back up from you losing your identity and gives you something else to look forward to versus being all immersed in your daughter. Because me, like, everything was my daughter. Like, I didn't care. Like, I'm not going if I don't feel comfortable leaving my daughter. Like, no. My mother was there for like 9 months. She moved in with me. It was great, though, that she was there to help, because I had postpartum depression. I had the thoughts about doing stuff to my child. It was so much. And I think if I didn't have my mom in the business, I don't know, honestly, because I needed my attention to be on something else, because I was really, really sad that I couldn't be with my daughter's father. Like, that is something I always said, I'm not going to be a single mom. My daughter's going to have the 2-parent household. And for this to be what it was, I was depressed off of that alone. And then just being a mom, and then in a pandemic of all times, like, really, when I become a first-time mom is in a pandemic, you gotta be kidding me. So I was just like, ugh. Then all the money I had, I couldn't get the house because the time frame, I didn't want to rush into a house just to get it. Like, that's just not what I wanted to do. So then I had to use the money for something else. It just was like a lot. And so I wound up doing that, selling a product, and I've always kind of sold it. And then I started to, people started recommending stuff to me, like, hey, you build your own product line. Maybe you could start getting in stores. I know this lady, she can help you out with, getting it in stores and all that. let her examine what you have now and see if the labels and everything is fine. I wound up joining a beauty boot camp, and she helped like revamp my labels and all of this good stuff. Found a website, girl. We got on Amazon and all of these great things. And so while building a business, especially a product line, that's why way back when in 2017. I had went to a natural hair convention, and there was a lot of product line owners, and I had asked them a question. I said, I'm a hairstylist, but I want to have a product line. What do you think? They said, honestly, choose one, because it's so much work that just goes in a product line alone that trying to do hair too is going to be a lot. And that was back in 2017. I'm like, word. So that's why in 2019, it took that long for the product line. I always had it in the back of my mind. I actually started to build my own product line prior to the one I have now. But my daughter came and she became a focus, so I kind of switched it up. It's still the same concept, but different about how the products were made. And so they're right. It is much of a challenge if you want to go big with your product line, meeting in all of the stores, selling out, everybody know you for it. You kind of need to focus on only that. Unless you're going to be, doing hair and selling a product to your clients and having it like set, like I got it online and I'm selling to my clients and I don't care about the stores and everything else. That's also another thing. And it's very profitable. You have a lot of control in it. There's no middleman. And I think you can be successful that way. But if you the Aunt Jackie's and the My Yellow Organics and those type of brands where you really want to be out there and big and focused, then yes, you need to just do the hair product line only. So anyway, I was doing that for a while. And then I still was having a lot of friction, like, co-parenting stuff. And then, still trying to build me back up. The pandemic hit, and then now I got the baby. I need benefits now. Remember, I'm working for the government part-time. So I really needed 2 hours to make me full-time to get benefits. And they said they couldn't give it to me. And I was already there 5+ years, and I was a little getting frustrated. I'm like, wow, I got to get benefits for my baby. Like, I got to figure this out. And so I started looking for new jobs and everything like that. And then I finally got a very great job with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. Like, it was a job. I wanted to work for the company for like 5 years prior to. And I was so excited to get it. And it was the right job at the wrong time. And what I mean by that is I loved it. I loved the work. It was demanding in travel, not so much work, because I would travel around the whole state of Jersey, doing health education presentations and selling the health insurance to seniors, right? And so I had a company car and everything, but my daughter couldn't get in a company car. So I would have to drop my daughter off early to school, go to the company car, drop my car off, and drive about an hour or two to do the presentations, make sure I'm done by like 3 o'clock so I could get back in time to go get my daughter and do it all over again and over again and over again. While that would have been a dream job for me, single, it became a bit much as a mom, because I was the only one that could get my daughter, only one that could drop her off. I didn't have like all of this support and things like that with her. And so it made it a little bit difficult for now. Family stuff started to happen. My father was moving, my mother was moving, a lot of people was moving. I was like, you know what? I might have to move. And I was just in it for 6 months. And even to this day, like, I can't even lie, I can't stop thinking about that job, because I feel like if I stayed there, I would have went all the way up. Like, it's no doubt in my mind how I would have just been so great at it, because it was perfect. Like I said, great job at the wrong time. So then I went to, so let's back in the midst of getting that job. My friend told me about this women's group a year prior, but they didn't have space, and I couldn't commit because I need somebody to watch my daughter. So when it came back around, I made sure I had that. And so I wound up joining. And so it's like 9 months, and you all into God. I really wanted to heal from the shame, the guilt, the frustration of not being in a 2-parent household and having that for my daughter, right? Having a 2-parent household for my daughter. I wanted to get over it. I wanted to stop, fighting with my daughter's father. I wanted to have a better co-parenting relationship. I wanted us to really connect and really focus on her. Not how we didn't work, or not that we're not together. Let's focus on her, and all of that can naturally happen. That's what I wanted to, but I needed to let go of the pain, the guilt, the shame, the frustration, and all of that. And so that's what that woman was. It was called Queen's Inauguration for Marriage, QUIM. And so while they prepare you for marriage, they also help you heal yourself and make you into who God calls you to be, and really build your confidence back. And if there's anything that you struggle with, past traumas, like kind of help you navigate through letting those things go so you could be your true, authentic self and make the right choice for a husband. Okay? And so towards the end of that program, which was a great program, I wound up meeting someone, right? Who came at me in the ways of the program. Like, I know what I want. I'm looking for wife. What's good? And I'm sitting here now. I just told you, right? Got the Horizon job, everything going great. You know, I got my product line. We doing good. I had got into Airbnb. Okay, I was doing everything. I was like, if I get into Airbnb and I make the money could help for my product line. I could grow my product line up, and I'm be out here like, back again, like how I was back killing it, right? So let's backtrack again, really quick. I, get real serious. I graduated from college. I'm a teacher and all of that stuff, doing that real good. Then I go and I get into, my government job. My friend put me on. I start my business. It's called Hair Ventures. 2014, Hair Ventures was born. I think I left that out. I was a traveling stylist. I wanted to be convenient for moms, busy professionals, entrepreneurs, anybody who ain't want to go sit in a salon. I came to you. I styled your hair. I got you together on your nutrition. I made sure that you knew about healthy inside and out. And I had you out here flawless and thriving from head to toe. That was what the business was about. Then, we relocate. We supposed to get the whole, we leave. We did that for a good 7-8 years in Maryland. Good 7-8 years. The numbers matter. Just listen to that. Then after the 7-8 years, we go to Jersey. The salon don't work out. I don't make it with my college sweetheart. And now we got to rebuild again. I get the government job. I'm in the fashion magazines. I'm doing fashion shows, building up the hair game. I can link with a salon now. That's extra income. I'm at the salon. I'm running my own business. And I got the government job, right? I have the baby. After I have the baby, I go ahead. I start building a product line. I start selling hair accessories, right? I'm going in a women's group. The Horizon job, right? Dope position. Then I also start Airbnb. Then I go to the Queen's inauguration for a marriage group, the women's group, to heal myself from, all this past trauma, guilt, and shame. And I meet a guy. I didn't know that when I met this guy, that was another 7-8 years later. People don't think that there are patterns in their life for how things are going, because they don't take a moment to reflect. And let me tell you, I would have never known if I didn't leave that situation the way I had to leave it, for me to be at rock bottom, to realize there are patterns in my life that I need to break free from, that I possibly created unknowingly, or that has been created prior to my existence unknowingly. And what does that mean? Generational patterns. Generational patterns. My mom could have been going through something in a pattern and don't know. Aunt, great grandmother. That could have been a generational pattern that was passed on to me, that every time I reached the pinnacle of what I felt success was for my life, something come crashing down. Or I get in my mode of itching to bring something in without even knowing it. And it's never good. God is good. It never was, I was itching. I needed to just seek God. Now I'm in a women's group and it's at the church and it's about seeking God and reading the word and fighting off all of these things. But it ain't long enough and it ain't in depth enough for me to not be easily back into sin. Every other Sunday for 9 months. So that part. Now we was in there 3-4 hours, or if I was fully committed, because I don't want to blame the program either, because I was not. I did the work, I did everything of the program, but I still felt like I should have continued to really read my Bible, really to be on my hands and knees and add fasting to it, and really heavy prayer. I think those things was missing for me on my behalf of being fully committed, so that when that happened again, it wouldn't have worked. And so I feel like it was a pattern after a while, and I didn't know until I left the last situation. So anyway, I meet the person, and he talks about that. So he's talking about move with me. Now, y'all heard this before. I haven't moved with no, this is 14 years now. Right. I have not moved with a soul. Been by myself, rocking, building, growing, living, let me stop. But I was just living life. I was like, then I had the baby identity crisis, going through a whole bunch of stuff. So now my confidence, of which I just seen just now, was like, it was all like, so anybody could, I'm gonna be honest, tell me anything and I might have felt for it because I wasn't feeling me the way I normally be feeling me. You hear me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. New hairdo, feeling great. Like, I wasn't feeling me like that. So somebody could come in and do this. So now I'm also at the point where I'm looking at business, seeing what's working, what's not working, what need to go, what need to stay. And I'm like, you know what? I need to really focus on building this product line. I got, I'm downsizing Airbnbs a little bit. New management came, had to move stuff around. I got a Benz because I also did Toro. Like I was out here doing stuff, okay? And I wound up switching my Lexus for the Benz. And I'm keeping it now. I'm driving it now. So I finished that Toro thing, closed that down because let me tell you something. I was over here trying to be a jack of all trades. I'm like, if I do this and do that, but I'm the one person. Like, how you gonna be doing Airbnb? Like the Airbnb, you could do with a whole bunch of stuff because you're really on your phone. I already had a team. They was handling that. That wasn't taking a lot of my attention. That I'm gonna be honest with that. The Toro thing wasn't. I had some aunt managing it. I didn't really have a team. They had other responsibilities. It was kind of going slow. I felt like I had the wrong car on there in the wrong state. I just got out of it. It just was something else. So the Airbnb was fine to continue. The product line, definitely, I didn't want to let that go. And so I had the job and trying to be a mom. So they came in and they were like, we connected. We hit it off really well, older guy. And just kind of saying all the stuff that sound great. Okay. I was at a point where I had a condo. I was renting a condo to see if I wanted to buy it. They had 1,000 rules. I was like, I will not buy it here because everything I'm trying to do, y'all challenging it. Okay. Had a whole pool, took about 3 guests at a time. Well, I only could bring 3 guests to the pool when I live here and I'm paying. Like, it was just too much rules. So I was like, all right, whatever. I loved it. Quiet, gated community, perfect for me and a baby. But you know how you'd be like, and I think another thing that messed me up is I was like, but, even though I'm doing all these things, but it wasn't fully satisfaction. And so when you're not fully satisfied and content in where you at and what you're doing, somebody could come in and take you off guard. And that's kind of what happened. And, while the treatment that I received from that relationship, I should have never received, there's no excuse for that. I should have still been so immersed in me, my goals, and what I knew I was working towards to not allow any outside source to take me away from it. And that's just on period. And I did. And once, like I said, once you're not fully aligned with God, the devil can come and take you away from the purpose that God has for you because you got open doors. And I had a lot of open doors when I'm saying but. Yeah, but you don't open the door. It's like, no, I'm straight with God. Sorry, no, thank you. That's what it should have been. So they came and they, I didn't say what I did at the beginning because a lot of people come, which I've come to learn, or maybe, not even on purpose now, that I'm in it. They see what you're doing, they like what you're doing, and they want to be connected to you, whether for their benefit or maybe they really want to help you. And lately, when I started the product line and doing stuff online, I had a lot of guys prior to him coming to me off of that. And so I was just like, no, I'm not saying it first. And I really don't want to say it, but if we're going to get serious, you can't hide it. So, towards us getting serious, he's like, oh, I'm looking for a wife and I got this contract out here and you can come and move with me and I'll support your business like what you need. I can invest in it. I do a lot of investments, all of this stuff, right? And so it's sounding good because, I'm doing Airbnb because Airbnb is the money funneling to the business. And then, so we could be like, and is keeping the business going because having a product line, you got to have, people in play, have the products, keep making these orders and all this good stuff. You need extra money for it. You're not just about to be out here like, I got a product line, no funds. Like, yeah, okay. You got to get the products, you got to make them and stuff like that. Not that you need a whole boo-foo amount of money, but my goal at that time was to be in Target, was to be in these big stores. So I needed to do my marketing stuff a little different. So I needed some money to get me to that place. So that was told. And I was like, wow, you looking for a wife? We hitting it off, and you trying to invest and build on me? What I told you guys, I'm looking for a partner, right? Early on when I was talking to you about my story, I'm looking for a partner, somebody to come and support and work with me. So if you talking like that, I mean, shoot. Yeah, I love my new job with Horizon. Everything is good and everything. I am a little overwhelmed. I am running around, but so what? Because I'm used to the grind. I've done it before. So it wasn't, that wasn't really a problem. It was a thing where it was just like, but that's the problem. But if he want to be with me and that's the only thing I don't have and he want to help invest in me, then why would I not go in? Like, yes, for this job, but I like entrepreneurship too. And that's really the end goal, right? That's what I felt at that time. And then I was already in it. But my job was sustain my lifestyle while I'm building my business. That's how you're supposed to do it. I don't care. Like, unless you come in straight into business and everything is going great and you don't got a whole bunch of bills and stuff like that, then maybe you could just do, thug it out with no job. But your job should fund your business if you choose entrepreneurship, right? Your job is your first business owner, period. So I felt like the route I'm going, I need my job. I have a daughter. I need benefits. I need to make sure that is stable until I'm able to take over completely in business. Then I also have the extra funds from the Airbnb and everything because you need extra. Why not? Because I wasn't doing hair like I used to. And then also, the product line, bringing in sales and money and stuff like that. So I was fine. But I was like, I don't have nobody to share it with. First of all, I didn't get to the top of my level of success with this product line. I shouldn't have been looking for a soul. I'm just going to be honest. I should have been looking for a soul. Even somebody investing, I should have let it be an investment from a distance. It should have never been a connection. I should have never changed my life. I should have never uprooted my life when all of these things was working out. God had blessed me with all of these things, the perfect job, the perfect side hustle, and a perfect business to build. But no, I went and shied away because I felt like I was missing something again to come in and take me away from everything that I ever built. So they came and they said they was going to do these things and they did the total opposite. Oh, it ain't moving fast enough. Why are you still at the laptop? Why are you doing it? Like, everything I was doing to build the business became a problem. Quick. After I gave up my condo, I should have put a leave for absence in my job, but didn't do that. Just walked away having all this confidence and faith in a person and not God. I never trusted nobody like that in my entire life, not even my parents. I'm just saying, let's be honest, because of stuff that I've been through. Ain't trust a soul like that. Had my whole daughter entrusting on 1,000, and I ain't even trust God like that. Went trust him, believed everything he said, and everything crumbled. Not even in a year. 6, 7 months to the ground quickly. And while I'm not one to share stories, I'm not one to go and, talk about things that happened to me, but I know this can bless somebody. If you ever been a person that just been like, but when things are good, take it back. Take it back. Sit in the blessings that God has for you. And as long as he's directing your life, you're going to level up naturally. He's going to get you. What God has for you can't miss you. He's going to get you where you're trying to go. Nobody should come in and say they're going to do something for you that ain't really for you. And if they are, they need to prove themselves. You don't just listen to them instantly. That was my downfall. I trusted and listened so instantly because the things that the person was saying, they were already doing. They did it. So there was no doubt in my mind that it wasn't going to flip side. You started doing it before I even committed. And then once I committed, the flip switch went quick. But what could you do now when you left everything? You already relocated. You gave everything up. I hate to say it was the worst decision I ever made. But the best decision in the same breath, because now where I am, I'm so fixated on God, and I realize the mistake that I made. I realize, that I should have always kept him first because he was talking to me, okay? And people be thinking that, oh, God, don't talk to me. Oh, he talks to you because even with me being lukewarm, because I love God, I thank God, I prayed to God, but I wasn't fully in God. He still spoke to me in that instance. He had so many of my friends come say stuff to me that I talked to them about this day. And they was like, yo, I said that. That had to be God because I don't remember. To stop me from making this decision. So many of my clients was telling me their stories about the very thing I was walking myself into and didn't know it. Every day I wake up is very hard. It's very hard. Like, I have my products on Amazon. I was getting beauty supply stores. I was doing well. Now I'm fighting with Amazon for the last month because I mentally, I was so done from the situation that I went idle. And so when they're like, you're idle, well, shoot, bye. They deactivated my account. And I've been trying to fight to get back on Amazon now. And I know y'all might be like, well, they got this DEI thing, so why are you even pressed? It ain't even only about this whole DEI thing and being pressed. I have products that are stranded because I'm deactivated, friends, okay? And honestly, I partnered with Amazon. They were my warehouse distributor. So when you guys ordered the products, I didn't have to go mail them. They did it for me, which is freedom. But anyway, whatever God has for me is what I want. And that's kind of the moral of the story. It's like, be fixed on God, because things could go well for so many years. And when you really at the point like, this is it, come crashing down. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. It came crashing down because I said, but he set me up so well. I had my Benz. I was in a condo. I had Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. They everywhere. I had a nice position with them. Loved it. They was looking at me like, you the next, because you in here doing your thing. Loved it. A good friend of mine put me on to it. Now, I had to do the interview, but he referred me. So that was hard to tell him I was leaving. But here we go. But I wanted something more. Something else more. I thought. And sometimes inviting people to your life could be the best or worst thing for you. And because I had a plan. Oh my gosh, I had a plan to get better and make my brand better than it ever was. But I couldn't because I was so distracted when I invited the person. I thought I was going to be like, okay, now I got my man. We both helping each other. We on grind. He didn't want to be on grind. You like, grind, you still up? Like, this ain't going to work for me. You up till midnight on the laptop? Like, did you earn anything? Like, what's going on? Excuse me, sir? Like, these are things I was doing prior to you, which you already knew. Like, why are you taking me away from it? I'm building a business. There's going to be sleepless nights until it ain't. You know? So the whole butt thing just messed me up. So anyway, everything came crashing down. I rocked out for about 1.5 years until I couldn't no more. Stuff started to get, to a point of abuse I didn't need. Yelling, screaming, talking down to me, mentally messing me up, a little physical. It just started to get to a place where it just wasn't healthy for me to be continuing in. There was no growth. There was no progress. There was just nothing. But just, I don't even know, just freaking existing. And I've never just existed in my control. I always had something I was doing, something I was going on. As you guys can see behind me, I've been doing a couple of things, okay? And I felt like I wasn't doing the things I know I can do. I know God put me, I'm special, guys. I'm just going to say it. I'm special. God put me here and there's a calling on my life. And that's why I had those patterns in my life that kept taking me away from my true calling and where I'm supposed to be. I'm just going to say it because now I realize that. I didn't realize, I thought that, I was going to be successful and I can do all of these things and, I'm great at what I do. But that, to the height of that. But now going through this situation, that's why I said it was the best and worst situation, because had I not went through that situation, I don't know if I would be doing these videos for you right now. I don't know if I would be on a true walk with God. I don't know if I would have made any of the lifestyle changes I needed to make to reach my destiny, my God-given purpose here. Because clearly you guys seen a pattern that I didn't even know was a pattern until this very situation took me there. I was making decisions I would not normally even make. There's even some hard decisions I had to make leaving the situation, already out of it, that I didn't want to make. But when you on your walk with God, He gonna give you everything you need. He gonna tell you everything you need to do to stay committed to Him and get those voices and noise and distractions out of the way so you can make it this time. And so I don't fall back into those patterns that I already been living because I don't want to and I shouldn't have to. And that's not my life. It's a time for a change. You ever been like, yo, it's time for a change? Like, seriously, this got to stop and it's time for a change because I know I'm destined for greater. Yeah, that was me. Every day I wrestle with the fact that my success ain't where I want it to be right now. And I was there. I feel like I was one cell away from where I went. I just couldn't get it. I was just so messed up and so badly attacked that I just couldn't. Everything I tried to do just wouldn't work out no more. And stuff worked out for me. You guys seen how many times I moved and how many times I rebuilt my stuff. Okay? And it's no exaggeration. I can vouch. I got receipts that I build stuff alone successfully. And to be in a place where I felt like I couldn't build a freaking, I don't even know what I could use for analogy. Like, I feel like I couldn't build nothing. I feel like my gift, my talent, my creativity was gone. I feel like I wouldn't even get it back. That's how gone I was. I feel like I couldn't even get it back. I'm like, who is this? Here is gone. Because I'm like, I don't even know who the girl is no more. Like, who's the girl? Like, cut off my hair, change my appearance, get rid of people that no longer deserve me or serve me, whatever need to be in my life. Get rid of the people. Things got to change. People got to go. Places. I just got environments. I just need to have a new one. Point blank, period. Does it hurt? Every day I wake up, it hurts. I love these people. If they ever come across this video, they know who they are. I love them to my core. But it's not healthy for me on my healing journey to be connected to certain individuals. Now, if I walk into them later on when I'm completely healed, and I don't know, but it's a trigger it's a trigger for me right now. And I used to let a lot of triggers manifest in my life because I didn't want to lose certain people. And so am I putting me first? No. Everybody else, just like that. You know, after a while, I came trying to do my stuff. The person I was with wanted me to do so much of their stuff. I can't do both. I'm trying to build my stuff. You said you had your stuff together. How the heck I'm wind up doing your stuff? And I'm doing it and don't even realize I'm doing it until I'm doing it. Like, wait the freak a minute. You know how you get into something and your sole purpose was this, but then you wind up over here. You're like, how the heck? How I get over here? That was me. Now, I don't mind having a partnership. I don't mind working together. But I do mind solely taking myself from what I've built to go ahead and just do you alone. That's never something that I'm wanting. And a person is supposed to come in and add to your life, not subtract. Financially, I lost so much. Being connected, I ain't never connected with somebody and lost. I upgraded. Every other joint, listen, my promotions got higher, my jobs got better, my salaries increased. I never got in a situation where everything decreased. What? They said, each time you go and sin, the demon comes back with 7 more stronger demons to make your situation worse than the last one. And that's what happened to me. It got worse to the point that there was nothing else to do but be on my hands and knees. Broke me completely down. Cleansed and washed my body from everything. Brand new. He told me I got to let it go. I got to let them go. I got to let the desires of my flesh, of my heart to go. Because I need to be fixated on loving God with my whole mind, body, soul, my existence. My body is a temple and is a living sacrifice to the Lord, not my flesh. And so I'm excited for what's to come and what I'm working on, and what God is leading me to. Although I really am grieving from the past. I'm grieving. I'm excited and grieving at the same time. because I built a lot. I built so much. And to just watch it, it's like playing Jenga. And you've been the one that's just been getting it. And y'all building that tower. And it come crashing down. Your emotions might not be in it like how mine is with this, but you get the point. And you just watching everything you built just come crashing down. Because you had a but moment. All of these things are working now, but I love the condo I'm living in, but so that's the short version of my story about how I got to rock bottom and how I'm here today doing this YouTube thing, sharing my story to bless someone else. And so while I still believe my calling has to do with hair, you know, education, tutorials, helping stylists, parents, all those who love hair. I believe that's still in my calling, but I decided to do it a different way. And so if you guys aren't following me on social, please do. Hairventions on all platforms. And I am healing crowns and restoring confidence. After all I experienced, after all I just shared with you, not only am I here to heal crowns for you guys, I'm here to heal my own. And as I do these videos, each time that I share something, it brings some relief to me. And I hope it blesses you and bring some freedom and relief to you as well. And so a little bit about what the healing crowns and restoring confidence is outside of the trauma that we as women experience and hold in our wombs and sometimes pass on to our children, if it's not properly healed, there are also other issues that we experience with hair, right? We go through different stages in life. We go through postpartum shedding where we have a child. We go through different hormonal changes within our bodies depending on our diets, really. We can have thyroid issues, which also affects our hair and scalp, right? From growing, having bald patches, slow growth, things of that nature. We also go through a period of menopause, right? Which also causes hair loss and thinning and balding and shedding of our hair in certain areas, temple, in the back, you know, mid. It also makes it very, very sore. And stress. If we have a lot of responsibilities that we need to handle and things that we need to get done, and we don't know how to properly organize or manage it, it leads to stress. Stress is not only the number one killer, it also allows your hair to fall out in huge amounts, right? It has a huge effect on your health and your hair. And you guys know that my whole background is hair and health. Both of these books talk about it, okay? I have them for downloads. If you check the description box, you can go get it. Very, very affordable price. Very, very easy reads. It will change your life. Both of the books, okay? One is on hair and wellness. Well, both of them. One is on hair and wellness, and the other one is on emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being for women at different stages in their lives. Okay. We also experience divorce, breakups, failed relationships, job loss, losing parents or family members, loss of loved ones. We experience a lot of different tragic or sad events that also puts us in a state of grief, right? Which also can result in hair loss. Okay. I remember my grandmother, when my grandfather got sick, she became his caregiver because the Bible says till death do us part. And that is a perfect example of marriage that I've seen. They literally lived out till death. And even in sickness and health, she was taking care of her husband. But it caused her to bald completely because of the stress, the worry, the fear, loneliness, and grieving. And we don't realize the effects that can put on our hair growth, our hair health, and our whole entire body's health. Okay, so that's what the healing crowns portion is about, with so much more on that topic. And restoring confidence. You notice that I put restoring confidence, because we all start off with the biggest confidence in the world, with the most confidence when we come into the world. The highest level of confidence we can have when we're born into the world. But the world comes and we live in it, and it starts to strip our confidence away if we let it. And so we can restore our confidence because we always start there. It's not something we go get. It's not something we find. We restore it back because we're going to heal our past traumas, our pain, our grief, and ourselves from the things that people in the world have done to us that we didn't let go or we didn't properly heal from. And so I'm here to share these stories with you guys on my channel. And I will do some fun hair tutorials and give some hair care advice and things of that nature for you guys. If you're here following me and that's something that's true to you. But I'm also really going to focus on healing, healing, healing our crowns and restoring our confidence so that we could be all capital letters that God has called us to be. And so, a little quick recap about my story. Whatever it is that you set out to do, do it with all glory and honor to God. With all your might, with all your soul to honor God. Don't be like me and say, well, I'm going to take this route, or I'm going to dumb it down and do this. Because how you do one thing is what they say is how you do everything. If you always going to take the back route or the easy way out, you're going to do that in every area of your life. And you see where it got me. Okay? I did do some great things, but it all came crashing down because I was always trying to go another route or always looking to fill a void that only God can fill. Okay? So don't take the easy way out. Set your mind up. Make your mind up to do exactly what you want to do and do it. No matter what is in the way, no matter how challenging it is, do it. Okay, that's the one thing I want to lead you with. Always give glory and honor to God, because you won't be able to have anything that you desire, love, or want to pursue without Him giving it to you. Stay in the Word of God. Surround yourself with people who are in the Word of God as well. Talk to God. Ask God to direct your steps and lead you in the way that you should go. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, to give you a hope and a future. Please acknowledge me in all things that you do. Acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will direct your steps. We got to stop trying to do it without Him. That was me. Like you haven't heard me say until now. And it's not that I didn't thank Him. It's not that I didn't go to church. It's not that I didn't read the Bible. It's not that I didn't pray. It's not that I didn't have godly friends. Is I wasn't keeping Him first and fully focused on Him. That I still had myself in the equation trying to do Ash and not God. And so do God. Trust me, do God. And you still will do Ash better than you ever thought you could. Also, take a step back and reflect on your entire life from the time you really took it serious, meaning that you could be in control outside of your parents and make your own decisions, up until the point you are standing now. Evaluate every area of your life. See if there are patterns. It may or may not be. See if you were really doing great at one point and then you failed. See if you are doing the same thing over and over and over again. And if the results that you have is what you want. Take a step back. Evaluate friendships, friend circles, and colleagues, business partners, family, relationships, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Whoever you're dating, just evaluate. Write down your goals and your vision. Write it down and make it plain. Write down goals and vision. Review them weekly or daily if you can. Make sure you're on track. Sit back and say to yourself, is this thing that I have been doing for however long that I really love and feel with all my heart is a God idea? Is my God-given calling? Is what God wants me to be? If you don't know, ask God. If your spirit get a little funny, maybe that's a sign that it may not be. And that's okay. Things I was doing, clearly God done snatched it all away. It may not have been what I was supposed to do. Or how it could have been what I'm supposed to do, but the way I was doing it wasn't godly or wasn't right. I have no clue. But I know I'm on my walk with God, and clearly if I ain't doing some of that stuff no more, I was supposed to be doing it. But got me in trouble. Leave but out of it. If you are doing this thing you love, if you are successful in everything you do, or you feel like you want to be more successful, don't but when you get the blessings. Live it out. Stay committed. Be consistent. Be focused. Give glory to God. Make God proud. Stick to the thing and the blessing that He has given you. Live a life of repentance. Go to God and repent for the things that you did wrong, for your sins. Ask Him to cleanse you for your sins. And pray and honor and worship Him every single day. And if He strip you down and you hit rock bottom like me, you're the special one. And so the walk is on. So you're going to have to let a lot of things go to get to the land of milk and honey, the promised land, the calling that He has over your life. Okay? Well, I don't know what's going to be birthed out of me on my walk, but I'm excited for it. I have my days and my moments because it's a whole new life. But I'm still being committed. I'm still showing up. I'm still reading my word. I'm still on my hands and knees. And I worship like no other. Because I know my real breakthrough is coming. Not the one I was creating for myself. The one God already had created for me. The blessings He's waiting for me to walk into. He just was waiting for me to prepare me to be ready. So I don't take the easy way out this time. Or so I don't be so full of myself and do it my way. So I don't allow somebody to come and tell me what I should be doing when I've been doing it long before I met them. But they come in and they compliment it. And they help me find other ways to grow it. Or they help me build it and support it. Not tell me if I should stop doing it or not do it or do it this way. Then ask for that. I ask for support on what I already had going on, especially if you have no idea about any of the sort. How can I listen to you? That's another thing when you know it's not from God. Somebody trying to tell you something they never done. Like, how could you listen to them? You haven't even done it. How are you going to tell me? Because when you got that but mentality, you stop believing in your own self, so you start listening to somebody else, and then where that's going to lead you? Not where you're really trying to go. Skip the but mentality. Skip it. I hope that my story blessed you in some way. I hope that you learned a thing or two. You took some notes on how you can better your life, even if it's already great. Or better your life if you want it to be better than what it is. I hope that, some things that I said has blessed you to take charge God's way. Okay? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone, because you never know how this video can bless the life of someone else. Until next time.